Okay, well, welcome, folks. This is a slightly different, Mr. and Mr. that we've got going on tonight. We're going to get an opportunity to speak to our manager, Mr. Stuart Petrie, and his assistant, Mr. Ross Campbell.
Woo! Evening.
So, look, chaps, obviously the Mr. and Mr. is quite important, but we're going to put that at the side at the moment. And really what we want to do is have a wee discussion about how the start of our campaign has gone, seeing as how that's us played everybody once. So I'll start with you, Stuart. How have you felt the first 9 games of our season have gone?
They're certainly a lot better than our last year, that's for sure, after the last 2 seasons. But no, we're really happy where we're at. The last few results have certainly helped with that. Even up to the last 3 games, I thought we were playing well and unlucky in games that we did lose. But certainly with the last few results have kicked us into a rather nice position, which we haven't been in the last 2 years. So still work in progress and still room for improvement. But yeah, really excited where we're at the moment, and we're as far away from the bottom as we can be. That's the main thing at the moment, and then we'll see what the second, third brings, and then we'll reassess it going into the last little bit.
So, I mean, would you agree with Malcolm Waters' suggestion that, our beginning's been so good because they just decided to cancel the first 9 games?
Maybe, yeah. I like that. I like Malcolm's thinking. You'd be right. You could be right now. But, I think a lot has got to do with the continuity in the squad as well, with keeping the same lads together and adding the 3 loan ones that, well, Cam was here last year anyway, but the addition of Harry and Chris to the squad, which was fit for the first division last year, no doubt about that. They got us to a playoff stage, so that 2 players in, I think, is just giving us that extra little bit, and we're thoroughly enjoying it at the moment, no doubt about that. The squad's healthy, big competition for places. Russell's scoring goals, which is great for any club to find a 9 scoring consistently, but it's just a depth in squad. Keep saying it, keep getting hammered from the boys for it about how important subs are, but I'll keep reiterating that there's no doubt it's a squad that make a difference, and not the starting 11, the squad, Ross. So we're really happy, and we've still got players to come back in. Kerry Masson's to come back in. Matty Allen's only played a few minutes this season. Lewis Hawkes hardly played a minute this season as well. So certainly we've still got some fresh faces to come in as well. So we're happy at the moment, no doubt about that.
Yeah. And Ross, how do you feel the season's been going from both the side of being on the pitch and on the sidelines? How have you felt the season's gone so far?
Well, I'm not sure about on the field. After I'll have a laugh at that. If he talks about finishers, does that mean the time waster? Off the field, well, just in general, actually, I see my role as a joint role, so we combine them all. I just echo what the manager said. I do feel when I reflect on the 9 games that there hasn't been a team that's been, significantly ahead of us. There have been moments in each game, and even on Saturday, I don't think we've absolutely been miles ahead. I thought we took our goals brilliantly. Maybe the scoreline flatters us, but so the opposite is that I don't think we've been miles ahead of anyone anyway, which I think bodes really well for us because we're a team that likes to fight. We've evidenced that over the last 4 years, and every game's been tight so far in the main, really. If you know what I'm trying to get at, then that bodes well for the second, third, and that's all that we're discussing. We're actually leaving this message with you to go and have a catch up with the players, and we'll be reflecting on the last third and then looking ahead to the next third and just what can we learn, and that's the type of work that we do.
You are talking about this season, but the reality is the whole year is in 2020. The only teams that have beat us at home in the league are Falkirk and Partick Thistle, and both full-time teams. So when we're on a par with everybody else, we're doing really well at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you add that to our away form, it's fantastic. We still have to be a successful team. We have to bridge that gap to the full-time teams. We have to get better results against them. But what shouldn't be underplayed is how successful we have been against our peers, if you like. You know, Gaffer, I'm sure, would endorse me saying that we judge ourselves against the other Angus teams, the other part-time teams at our level, mostly. And that's fair because of budget, size of club, etc. And we seem to do exceptionally well against them, and long may that continue.
I was going to ask, I'll start with Stuart. Is there any game in particular this season that you've been really pleased with? Walked away thinking those boys have done everything I'd asked of them?
There's been a few, but probably one that sticks out is probably Cove away. Been 1-0 down at half time. Maybe show them a wee bit much respect. In all fairness, I've earned that. I've never dropped a point at home in the league going forward, going from last year to this year. But the reaction at half time after the chat with them was terrific. And I thought we deserved to win the game in the end, and I thought we'll look comfortable in the end at 2-1. But the reaction at half time to that one, because I just felt we were off it a wee bit and a bit much respect, and then I guess a true Montrose came out second half, changed their shape a little bit and got after them. And when we got after teams, there's no many better than us at our level, there's no doubt about that. So it's a thing that we'll be looking to do going forward, Ross. No doubt about that. But yeah, that one, but a few pleasing performances, there's no question of that. Forfar, you get pegged back twice and we'll keep pushing on to try and get the win, and Liam scores a cracking finish in injury time, and that was that typifies Montrose over the past few years, that we're certainly never out of a game, that's for sure, and never always looking to win the games.
I mean, you talk about the strength on the pitch there, Stuart, and the depth of squad, but in terms of the coaching staff, the fact that you're not able to be there on Saturday, and you've got guys that you know you can depend on, you must be delighted with your backroom staff as well.
Oh, there's no question of that. I think I've publicly stated that it's nothing down to me. It's the backroom staff and the players and the people away from the coaching staff as well that make this club unique. There's no question of that. And we're having Ross at my side is outstanding. And then when you marry that with Sean, Yano and Bully, it's a hell of a team. And guys that all have an affection for the club, which makes a difference. There's no doubt about that, and we all want the right things and want it done properly. So we're certainly all singing off the same hymn sheet when it comes to that. And it's just very, very fortunate that I'm lucky enough to have a backroom staff like I do, that they can take training during the week and I don't have to be there either. They take training a lot of the time anyway, and then it's just fine tuning it on a Saturday with the guys, and we'll pick the team together again. It's not an individual thing. Everybody has a say in the team, and it's very rarely is it the same team that everybody picks. But that's what you want as a manager. You don't just want people agreeing with you for the sake of agreeing with you. You want debate and guys having a view on it, and that's what we've certainly got. So we've got a hell of a team behind us. And then when you go into the kit room and see Ronnie and the guys in there, and then upstairs between yourself and Anne and everybody and then directors, it's just it's a unique team that we work for, and we're all pulling in the same direction. So it makes the job easy. And then you're lucky enough to have a squad of players who turn up on a Tuesday and Thursday and give you absolutely everything, and on a Saturday. And it's nothing better than you've seen the guys smile on their face at the end of the game and they've won. But the work we've done on the training field as well, with Yano and Bully now and Sean doing set pieces as well, it's as I say, everybody's pulling and everybody's doing their part. There's no doubt about that. So there's not one individual that you could say, and that's probably been us since we came in the door, that it's never relied on somebody scoring 25 goals or somebody being outstanding. It's been a team effort from the top, from John right down to the kit, to Ronnie and the rest of the guys in there, Robert and people like that.
Yeah. And Ross, in terms of the opportunity that you've got, to progress into coaching and management, I take it you're really enjoying the experience?
Yeah, I am. Probably a lot of people don't know about my career in coaching. It's actually been running in parallel with my playing career. So I was always readying myself, particularly through the university experience, getting all my badges and stuff in my 20s. So if it wasn't here, it would have been somewhere else. But I think it's great working with Stuart because he's a close friend as well as the boss, if you like. So just echo everything again. I've said it 3 times now, haven't I? What Stuart just said about the environment is really, really important. And I know that when I think about the travel that you put into it, you know, to come up, Montrose is a special place, but it still takes a lot when you're going away from your family. And I don't think there's so many players so committed to the club, despite the distance, because most people are Central Belt players. If you haven't recognised Dundee and below, it's really special to be part of. And again, long may that continue. You know, long may the community have just as much focus as the first team and everything in between. So it's a great time to be part of the club right now. And from my own point of view, yeah, I'm enjoying the dual role.
I take it there's no point in asking you guys what your goal is for the end of the season, because it'll be not being relegated, I imagine, is what you're going to tell me.
Of course it is. Finish 8th.
Yeah.
That's the goal every season, Ross, is to finish 8th, consolidate yourself as a first division team. Yeah, you want to finish as high as you can, of course you do. But certainly when the season starts, especially a shorter season, you want to make sure that you're comfortably in the first division going forward, which I'm sure we will be if we keep doing what we're doing. There's no question of that. But we certainly won't rest on any laurels or anything like that. We'll keep striving and pushing the guys to make them better. And you can see that the guys that have been on the journey with us have improved season on season. So we're hoping that will continue. But yeah, we're not going to get carried away and think on the back of a couple of good results that we're going to go and win league championships and all that kind of stuff. We'll keep doing what we're doing and make sure that any team that come here, especially part-time clubs, we're going to make it really difficult for them to go away with 3 points, and that's what you strive for. And then, as I say, anything else is a bonus. And we'll see where we're at going into the last third of the season as it is now, rather than the last quarter. And knowing us and knowing the way that Stuart McFarlane works with us as well, we've got to mention Stuart actually, the coaching staff, but he does an unbelievable job with the fitness. I think we're on record to saying that, how fit our guys are. And I've no doubt if we're in and around it, come that last third, we'll have a push to wherever we can get to.
And can I come Ross, can I come in on that? I think you were laughing there to the gaffer because he gives you that same story every time. But honestly, it isn't made up. I mean, if you think of where we are right now, we've just won 3 games. You know, Falkirk got beat. Everybody's getting really excited, and they're coming out with some ridiculous statements. You know, 3 loan players could go back, and we could have 3 injuries, and the whole thing could change. Yeah. And that's just one example. The gaffer and I could give you 5 or 6. You know, think of Scotty and Gemma, who do such a good job looking after the players. You know, it really all needs to, for us to have any chance of success this year beyond staying up. We wouldn't even dare think about that until the very close to the end, as the gaffer said, last third, you know, even the last 6 games, because then it's a sprint, fine, but there's so much still to happen now. You know, injuries, COVID, the weather, loan players, so many factors that's why the gaffer's absolutely right in steering us along the keep your feet in the ground and deal with one game at a time. It's pretty common in professional sport, really.
Yeah, I think a lot of people obviously just get carried away by what happens on the pitch and the players, and they forget about all the other stuff in the background as well and how important that is.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either. It's always the positive throughout the club at the moment is fabulous, and I say it does come from the John being the head of the board and all the way down through that and down to through yourself as a management staff and into the physios room, who again, I doubt you'll find a club with 2 better people and more dedicated people to work on your with Jim and Scott. So and they're a big thing about it as well, because they get people back on the pitch quicker and maybe other clubs will get them on. So yeah, it's great, and it's great being positive, but we certainly won't let it get carried away, because it could easily turn around that you go and lose your next 3 games and all of a sudden you're down at, and you see how tight it is, people are beating each other, you could be down at 8th place within 3 games. So we'll enjoy being up here at the moment, but we're certainly not get carried away.
So, and I'll be honest, it was a real pleasure to watch the boys playing on Saturday. I thought there was some great moments. Don't get me wrong, there were some things that you'll probably look back and go, well, that wasn't brilliant. But in terms of going forward, I thought we were just tremendous, and it was a real pleasure to watch.
Yeah, and if you take that as an illustration, the gaffer quite rightly spoke about Cove, that if we don't score them 2 fantastic goals, it's really, really tight, Ross. And you know, and if they nick one, the whole game and the complexion of the game changes. So that, I think that the gaffer and I have spoken on several times since the weekend, and that was the most pleasing thing, that we got in front, and then we've never been in front by more than 1 goal this season. And I think I was really pleased with how the team coped with that. You know, it was more about getting the third than it was just completely shutting it down. So credit to them, they did all that on their own. So well done to the players.
Happy days, boys. Right, okay, we're going to go on our Mr. and Mr. competition. So, to make it a bit more festive, we've asked you to provide something that's got Santa Claus on it. So, we got Santa Claus. Lovely. Right, okay, now that's going to be Stuart. So, Stuart, you are Santa Claus. And we're looking for a snowman. There we go. And that is you, Ross. So, Santa Claus.
There's a Tiger Ross as well. But that's Yano.
Okay, so Ross.
Santa and Yano.
Are we going to go with that?
Yes.
So Santa and Yano. Okay, so Ross, you are Yano. And Gaffer, you are Santa. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Here we go. Here's the first one. So number 1. Who is more likely to admit that they've got something wrong? 3, 2, 1, reveal. That's a good start, chaps.
Oh, he's a stubborn man. Stuart's a stubborn man. That's not right. In fact, I should qualify that. Stuart's exceptional, apart from on a Saturday when he's fired up. He would argue with his shadow on a Saturday. So it should be on a Saturday, he wouldn't change his mind, but every other day, probably him, to be fair.
Okay. Do you think that's fair comment then, Stuart?
Possibly, that 90 minutes is a bit of
Just see how it is, Gaffer. Come on.
All right, okay, so here's number 2. Who is the funniest? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Oh, dead simple, that one, obviously.
I care nothing for that area. Just absolutely don't care about it. So yeah, crack on. Stuart's definitely funnier. It's actually a role reversal. He's the one that gets on best with the players, actually. Really.
So he's good cop, you're bad cop. Is that what
we're probably.
Okay, number 3. You maybe have to think about this, because is it going to be the Saturday or is it the whole week?
Okay.
Who has got the worst temper?
No, that's easy as well.
3, 2, 1, reveal. dead easy, was it?
Yeah, we'd probably give you a hint of what was coming there, Ross, by my previous remarks, didn't I?
Right, number 4. Who farts more? 3, 2, 1, reveal.
The Gaffer has
that's because he eat healthy.
That's because he has 10 coffees a day.
Is there some sort of irritable bowel syndrome thing going on here?
Yeah. It's just good food and coffee, Ross. That's what that is.
Nice. Healthy living, sure.
Yes.
Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah.
Okay, number 5. Who is the sorest loser? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Oh!
I was carrying on that theme of on a Saturday. I can moan a bit on a Thursday night if I'm taking part in the pen, and I must.
I bet. Jesus, ask the boys about that on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Who moans the most?
Probably. Honest. Actually, it's Tuesday, Thursday. It's 100% me, but I'm not taking it. I'll argue against on a Saturday, Russell.
Those 90 minutes again. All right.
Well,
okay.
you've seen him on the pitch when he goes on. He's He's not the most amicable person when he's on the pitch to his teammates.
He had his moments on Saturday as well, by the way.
Oh,
Okay, right. Number 6, I think. Who gets the worst hangovers? 3, 2, 1, reveal.
Probably just that. I've learned to stay away. The gaffer's a machine, though. He's like he's hard. And by the way, bear in mind he's 15 years older than me, so
A lot more
that's
experience.
15 more experience. You know.
Yeah,
15?
yeah.
I thought you would come in then. Hi, not quite that close. More like 10.
Right, number 7. Who is the messiest? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Oh!
Well, again, can I qualify?
Oh.
The gaffer's just
It's a yes or no question.
here. The gaffer's just a tip, right? So in life, he's just the messiest man, but he's actually pretty neat in a coach, and he only likes his white cones. You know what I mean? You're on the lids, white cones. And I'm like Edinburgh Airport on the training field, so that's what I was going with.
I'm just looking at my desk here.
So you're saying that basically if you're invited round to the gaffers for some tea, you take a duster or something with you?
Aye, yeah, exactly. Aye. He'll get you a beer though. He's no tight. He's just messy.
Very good. Right, okay, last one then, lads. Here we go. Number 8. Who is the worst influence? 3,
As in what?
as in life in general.
That's
3,
an easy one.
2, 1, reveal. And is that the 15 years of experience?
Maybe that's what it is, Ross, yeah.
Aye, I told you, he's a player's man. He'd be out partying with him till the end. That's a good thing. That's a compliment, basically.
Oh. Right, do you know what, boys? I don't even know what the score is, but you know what? Doesn't matter because we're a good bit of fun there. I reckon you must have had about 4 or 5.
I'm on that.
You're not the worst. Put it that way.
No, that wouldn't be hard with some of the.
There's no quiz this time. In fact, I can't remember if we ever mentioned this, but when we were doing it, Liam Callaghan got the whole wrong end of the stick, and he thought that when we were talking about the teams, it was going to be a quiz about that team, and he had every fact written down about them, ready to answer it. So when I'm saying, so how have you felt, playing against them or whatever, he's like, oh, I wasn't expecting it. I have to answer that.
I can't say I'm surprised with that. Are you, Gaffer?
Not an answer,
Absolutely
but
No, at all.
as soon as they cross into Fife, it's just a whole new different world for these guys, honestly.
Oh, brilliant. Good times. Well, look, again, thanks for doing this evening and sharing your thoughts with the fans on how the first third of our season has gone. And I wish you all the very best for what we have left of our season. And more importantly, I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas and look forward to seeing you both in the new year. Okay? Take care, lads.
Brilliant, Ross. Thanks for that. And I'll just say Merry Christmas to all the fans, directors, everybody else that's connected with the club. And I hope you do have a good Christmas and stay safe. And we hope to see you back in the terraces and in the stands, hopefully in 2021.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, guys. See you later.
Good, Ross.
Thanks,
See ya.
bye.
Cheers.